So without further ado, I would like to turn it over to our facilitators for this meetup today. We have Maddie Calandrillo, who's a co-founder of Jugando in Play and a teaching artist for Collab Theater Group and New York City Children's Theater. We also have Caitlin McCain, who's the Artistic Associate at New York City Children's Theater and the Associate Director of Adler Youth Outreach at the Stella Adler Studio of Acting. So thank you, Maddie and Caitlin, for being here with us today, and please take it away.
Yay! Thank you all so much for having us and being here in our space. I'm going to share our very short agenda in the chat, and we're going to start off with introductions. We're going to do some warm-up games. Then we're going to be breaking out into groups based on information that we collected from our survey, and then we're going to come back after 30 to 35 minutes for a big discussion with the larger group to see what some of our findings are and actionable items that we can do to move forward, and then we'll close out. So, cool. Great. Let's start off with a breathing activity, and let's get centered before we go off and on this journey for 90 minutes.
Great. All right, everyone, I have the pleasure of leading you in a breath and grounding warm-up. So I encourage you to just find a comfortable position wherever you're seated, or if you're standing, just a grounded position. If you can, let your feet touch the floor and find connection with the floor underneath you. Notice the parts of your body that are touching the seat. Perhaps there's a back to your chair. Is the back resting? And you can either send your gaze down towards the floor or close your eyes, whichever is most comfortable for you. Feel free to turn your camera off as well if you'd like some privacy in this moment. And just beginning to connect to your breath, noticing it traveling in and out of the body, acknowledging where you might feel some tension. Can you release the shoulders? Can you let the belly be soft? You relax the muscles of the neck, soften the muscles behind the eyes, and maybe just let the jaw release a little, let the lips part, maybe a yawn. And just focusing a little deeper on our breath here, we're going to do a box breath. So we'll inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 4 and hold it empty for a count of 4. We'll do that together, beginning on an inhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, and empty. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, empty. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, and empty. 2, 3, 4. And now just let your body breathe. Let your body breathe. Find your natural pattern of breath once again. And in these last few moments here, just beginning to open the heart, open the mind, opening the heart and the mind to the conversations that you'll be engaging in today. Perhaps setting a goal to approach the work, the conversation with love, with humility, and with curiosity. And let's all take one deep breath together. A nice inhale through the nose. And just let out an easy sigh. And flutter those eyes open. Maybe turn those cameras back on and return to our space.
Awesome. Thank you, Caitlin. So I'm a theater devising artist and teaching artist, and most of the past couple of months have been trying to move these in-person games to this new virtual Zoom space. So before we go and jump into our breakout rooms, let's play a game. So I'm going to put the directions in. It's a Spanish directional game. So if you have your camera on, or just humor me if you don't, you can play along with us. So when I say the word afuera, you're going to move off camera. So afuera, and you move off camera. When I say the word adentro, you can move to the center of your camera. You can see your, and if you want to do this, maybe by making funny faces, my students that I'm currently working with love making silly faces while doing this, so I invite you to do that too. So let's try that again. Afuera. Adentro. Afuera. Adentro. When I say the word cerca, you're going to move as close as you can to your camera. Look at all these beautiful eyeballs and some scruffy beards. When I say the word lejos, you're going to move as far away, but make sure you're mindful of your space and your back. I know that's my awesome. And cerca. Lejos. Afuera. Adentro. Great. This one is a personal favorite. It's derretiendo, which means to melt. So you are literally going to say, I'm melting, and melt down off your camera. So derretiendo, I'm melting. Great. Afuera. Adentro. Lejos. Cerca. Derretiendo, I'm melting. Great. The next one is showtime. You're gonna give me your best jazz hands. And you can pop your shoulder if you want to. That's cool too. Awesome. And the last one is fin, which means the end, to bow. So you can say thank you, gracias. Imagine that there's a thunderous applause from your audience. All right, so let's try them all again. So adentro. Afuera. Adentro. Cerca. Lejos. Derretiendo. I'm melting. Showtime. And fin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Would anyone that is a brave human like to lead this game for all of us? You can put your hand on your nose if you'd like to lead. Purple, hi Purple, how are you? Yes, friend. Awesome.
Okay, I apologize in advance if I mispronounce anything. Please correct me. Okay, afuera, adentro, cerca, cerca, lejos, derritiendo, derritiendo, showtime, fin.
Would anybody else like to lead? You could put your hand on your shoulder if you'd like to lead. Paulina.
All right. Cerca. Afuera. Showtime. Lejos. Derritiendo. Fin.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I just want to give credit. This game was originally created by Helen White of the Cat U Theater, but then translated by one of my very good friends, an amazing teaching artist, Cindy Castro. So feel free to use it because it is a lot of fun. Kinsey, how are we doing with sorting?
We're doing pretty well. I do have some folks who have yet to let me know where they want to be. So I'm going to type one more time all of the names of the groups that we have. And if you haven't yet, just type in the number or the name of which discussion group you would like to join. I will let you know that we have a good mix of people in our virtual learning facilitation group, our social justice, equity, and inclusion group, and our strategizing for the future group. Haven't had any takers on supporting and managing staff or community, which is totally fine. Don't feel pressure if you haven't chosen a group to choose that one just because it's empty. We can certainly divert our 2 facilitators for that group into the other groups. Let's see, I've got a couple more coming in. Do you want to really quickly, Maddie, just go over?
Caitlin, yeah, I'm going to throw it over to Caitlin because she is going to read through all of our.
Thanks. Yes, thanks, Caitlin.
Yes, so going through our topics of discussion, Maddie, is that correct? Great, okay. So we have 5 categories today. The first is supporting and managing staff. So tips, words of advice for new managers of people, challenges and tips for returning to the workforce, and best practices for supporting staff during this time. The next is community. Community, creating, fostering, and sustaining a sense of community in the virtual space, and finding new ways to network. The third is virtual learning facilitation. Challenges to teaching remotely, student engagement, successful strategies and activities, and student safety in the virtual classroom. The fourth is social justice, equity, and inclusion. What is your organization doing to uphold these ideas of justice, as a question we'll talk about. And then the fifth is strategizing for the future, building and maintaining enrollment for programming, fundraising, project management, and challenges faced during the pandemic by organizations, and then adaptation success stories.
So if you have not chosen a breakout group to be in, we will be in those breakout rooms for about 30 to 35 minutes. And, oh great, yay, thank you, Todd. And during that time, you're going to have a lead facilitator in those groups that will be guiding our discussion and asking certain questions. But really the goal of this today is, from all of these topics, to really discuss what is most burning about these topics, and what actionable things we can take away from today, and what can we do, and what can the Roundtable do to help support us as artists, as arts administrators, and arts educators. So thank you all for being here.
All right, so I have most everyone sorted. So I'll just confirm that we don't have any takers for group 1, and we only have 1 for group 2. So I'm gonna have that person make a second choice. And then we have 7 people in our group number 3, which is the virtual learning facilitation, 10 in our social justice, equity, and inclusion group, which could be split up into 2 groups of 5. And then we have 6 so far in our strategizing for the future group. Oh, 7 actually. 7 now. Got that one. 7 in that group. So what I can do is go ahead and open these groups and we can get started. If anyone ends up in the wrong group, all you have to do is go to breakout rooms on your little toolbar at the bottom and come back here to the main room. I will be here throughout our breakout session to just make sure everyone's where they need to be. If you encounter any sort of issue and you need my assistance, all you have to do again is come into the main room. I'll be right here to help you with whatever you need. Our 2 facilitators for groups 1 and 2, I just put you in 2 other groups to help co-facilitate. And yeah, any questions before I break us out?
I think we should, while we're in our group, please make sure that you choose someone to be your scribe, to take notes, and to choose someone that will be presenting the one thing that came out of your group, and then one actionable item that you will be doing moving forward.
Yes. Thank you, Maddie. I completely forgot to share that.
And
So
Caitlin also is brilliant and posted it into the chat. So
thank you, Caitlin. That's perfect. So once you break out into your groups, you will still have this chat right here in front of you, and it has your duties that Caitlin pasted in there. There's also a link to our communal Google Doc for this event. So just find your scribe, just find the section for your group in that Google Doc, and you can take your notes there. Your discussion questions are there as well, and then your facilitators will be in your room to lead you in discussion. And if there are no more questions, I think I'm going to go ahead and push the button. Just be on the lookout in your room for the little blue notices that come at the top of your screen. That's going to be your time checks, which I'll be sending out periodically, and I'll bring everyone back into the main room when we're all done, which should be at 5 p.m. I believe that's correct, right? 5 p.m. So I'll see everyone back here at 5 p.m. And here we go. All right, so Juliet, Patrick, and Todd, I don't have which groups you'd like to be in. So if you don't mind letting me know.
Group 3 for me, Juliet.
Yeah.
Juliet,
Yes.
group 3,
Yes.
okay. Todd, is that the same?
I had put in 3 as well.
Patrick is a 2. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. Oh.
Hi. Oh, wait, where'd you go?
Sorry, I disappeared.
No, that's fine. Can I be put in the room with Arlen?
Yes, I put Maddie in that room also.
No, Maddie was in Ed's room with me.
She was?
Yeah.
Who did I put in that room then? That is the room that Ari Lynn is in. Oh, maybe she dropped.
Is everybody in one room?
Wait, let me just see. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Oh, she's in social justice, equity, and inclusion. But I think that
Great. That's fine. If she wants to come out of it, she can. So
Great.
there's only one room for strategizing, and Ed's leading that?
Yes.
Okay. And is
Ed
Maddie
is in there with Maddie.
Great.
I think I accidentally put Ari Lynn in group 4, and she's supposed to be in group 5.
Okay. If she doesn't come out and she's happy in that discussion, don't stress. Hi. But I'll go back into my breakout room and I'll let you put Tim where he wants to be.
Okay, great. Sounds good. All right, Tim, I moved you to group 5. Sorry about that. So all you have to do is click breakout rooms on the bottom on your little toolbar, and you should be able to pop into group 5. I know. Ah, you're back. Okay, so you should have on your toolbar on the bottom, it should say breakout rooms. Ah. Hey there, Matthew.
Hey there, so sorry I'm late.
That's okay. We're in breakout rooms right now. So I'll ask you which room you want to join, and then I'll pop you in there. So we have one room going, doing a discussion group on like virtual learning and facilitating in the virtual classroom. We have a room on social justice, equity, and inclusion. And then we have a room discussing strategizing for the future. So like looking towards, with an eye towards fundraising and programming and sustainability.
Oh gosh, rooms
I
2
know.
and 3 feel really exciting. Is there anyone that needs an extra person?
Actually, they're all pretty even, even right now. I would say there's more people in the strategizing group than there are in
Let's
the
go with
social
the
justice
social
group.
justice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I will, where are you? I'll move you there. And I'm actually going to join you there because that's where I was. So see you in a minute. Hi, Camelia.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, good. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
So we've got folks in breakout rooms right now. We're going to be there for another like 10 minutes. So I can put you into a breakout room. I just want to know which subject you want to dive in on. So we have one room discussing like virtual learning and facilitating in the virtual classroom. There's a discussion on social justice, equity, and inclusion. And then we have a discussion on strategizing for the future. Looking at like fundraising and plans for programming in the future and stuff like that.
Strategy.
All righty, I'm gonna put you in there.
All right, thank you so much.
I think our
The
back.
awkward goodbye.
I know, that's funny.
We're so
For the first ones.
We still had a few seconds left and we just jumped the gun.
Great. Gabriella, I would totally agree with you about the international aspect of Zoom is fascinating and also amazing. So I can't stop thinking about that.
absolutely, and even nationally too. You know, just connecting with the community has opened more opportunities to be closer to our political leaders, to our cultural organizations, to educational organizations. So very positive.
Awesome. I think